And today we have with us Kamilia Norfleet, who is the founder of iCare Diaper Bank Incorporated. Hello, young lady.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you
H-
for having me
How
again.
you doing?
I'm doing well. Actually, I'm doing really well in
Oh,
spite of I'm well.
okay, well,
Great.
we're going to get into all of COVID and all of that stuff, but I just want to congratulate you on the success of iCare Diaper Bank.
Thank you. Again, I appreciate it. Extremely proud. I always say not bold, not boastful, but I'm extremely proud. So I thank you.
So, how did you get started with iCare Diaper Bank?
So, as we know, we've been in a pandemic, now approaching a year's anniversary coming up.
It
In
went by
March.
fast. Oh my
It
gosh,
did.
right?
It
Hmm.
Wow.
did. Good things take time, but that time go by fast when you're having fun. So,
Yeah.
um, me starting iCare Diaper Bank came from working from home at the time for the company that I was with, New Haven Job Corps, and some things happened there. However, in the middle of working from home, as I said before, it just became like a norm. You're hopping on the Zooms, you're getting on phone calls, you're doing a bunch of different things. And at the time, while the idea had initially came in, I kind of took a step back from it. But at the same time, I wasn't being as proactive with my students as I desired. We were scheduled to call them, but there was no face-to-face interaction or even like Zooms like this. When we were Zooming, it was amongst, the staff.
Mm.
So one day I asked myself, what is it that you want to do? I mean, I kind of know what I want to do, but what can you do now that will affect real change? And I kind of played around with that question to myself, but I also, allowed God to order my steps within it. And I have to admit and tell you guys and everyone else, and I'm going to keep saying that He had given me the vision clear as day.
Mm.
Like as I'm looking at you, that's how clear it was. And while I didn't know um, the direction, now I'm starting to learn because I'm active in it and I'm applying pressure. I'm remaining consistent. I'm shown just how to navigate. And that's how I came up with iCare Diaper Bank, now Inc.
Well, congratulations on that.
Yeah,
I know you said you're
congrats.
registered with the state of Connecticut, so that's a great
Yes.
thing.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about iCare Diaper Bank.
So iCare Diaper Bank, um, what we do and what we will continue to service our communities and the surrounding communities. I don't want this to be just like a New Haven thing or a Hamden thing. I've been blessed to service a family out in New Britain, which is a returning family of mine. I love them so much. Um, I've been to Bridgeport. So it's one of those things where I am servicing New Haven County and or we are and its surrounding areas. That said, this diaper bank is to service without a triage portion of it. And I'll get back to why I say triage. And it's just to serve those that are in need, true need, low poverty, obviously low income. iCare Diaper Bank, we do not take, hey, I need to see what you're making and let me know what this looks like. Let me know what that looks like. And I say triage because a lot of times people who are in need, they are already troubled with the fact that they are in need. So even in that trouble, there's a pride that exists. I say pride because I was one of those people one time. And when you go to the, DSS office or you are calling 211, you're lucky if you get someone who can understand your heart. But then sometimes there are those instances where it's a tough time. And I don't want to be that person to cause even more of a strain or make someone feel devalued or less than when they're already in need of help, if
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Well, I mean, I used to be a part of the welfare system also, so I understand what you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I understand that. And,
Yeah. So,
and still dealing with some state agencies, I feel like honestly, they haven't gotten better over the years. They haven't.
no, I see how it is. It's unfortunate that some instances or some cases, I like to say, and I do say because I was that person, um, we're systematically set up to fail. Um, I don't want to stagger that statement because I believe in it myself. I've seen it. But iCare Diaper Bank is here to provide a hope. This is not just a one-stop shop. I may could receive some diapers, I can receive wipes, and I'm good. They won't help me. Um, but that's not true. That's not true at all. The goal is to help, but not only to help, but to support. While we're not there yet, we will be able to provide other resources and wraparound services for these families that come in with a need.
Wow. So
Yeah.
it was really Meechie that heard all about iCare Diaper Bank. Meech, how did you hear about this?
Yeah, so our guy DJ Big Man, he told me a lot about, you and everything that you guys do, all your services and everything. So I just felt like we have to talk to her. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I just think it's a beautiful thing, the fact that you have this, set up for the community, the fact that the community is helping you out as well, sending in a lot of personal donations, and it's amazing to see these local businesses supporting you as well and helping out the community too.
Yeah. I'm appreciative as well. I want to I am a transparent person. I like to be transparent in
Hmm.
anything that I do. So right now, the biggest support obviously is smaller businesses. And I have to pay reverence to that, whether it's, family, friends, associates who also have businesses and or who have started before I did in the cusp of when I did. And which brings me to a point to talk about something that will take place on Valentine's Day.
Hey.
Yay, love week, love day. And iCare Diaper Bank will be spreading a little love to some of our local shelters and a few new moms and expectant moms within our communities. So I'm tired, but I'm very excited. I cannot wait. I have so many different emotions that's running through me. And what better way to spend my Valentine's Day, our Valentine's Day, than to spread love to someone else who may not feel that that love is there. So
I
it's
think
an
that
That's
is
exciting
amazing.
time.
such a beautiful idea,
Yeah.
Kamilia. Can I tell you that, just speaking from personal experience and having a lot of friends around me that we were all young mothers, I know how hard it is to buy diapers, because
Absolutely.
your welfare check, you're trying to pay your bills and whatever else, your food stamps, that doesn't cover diapers, your WIC checks don't cover diapers. So you really have to try to take it from your welfare check. And your welfare check, a lot of times, if you're working, has now been cut down.
Yeah.
And your rent has now increased, and it's just
Yep.
always such a gamble, like of trying, to get those diapers in your home. And diapers are incredibly expensive. So the fact that you are doing this is just such a great thing.
Yeah. I really, like I said, I'm taking so much pride in being able to do so. You're absolutely right. Being a mom myself, having gone through those trying times, I would say they are very expensive. I always share whenever, 'cause as of late, I've been allotted the opportunity to get on a few platforms now. You guys being my third, so again, thank you, thank you.
Lucky number
Um,
three.
yeah, number three,
Yeah.
number three. That's number three. That's an important number. We'll just say that.
That's my favorite number too.
So when I think about this and I just navigate and kind of go through, the how, the fun fact in all of this is babies, a newborn baby anyway. I like to share a fun fact that I read up on 0 to 3 months. If you're a mom, you would know this. Typically, they are using 10 to 12 diapers a day,
Yes.
you know? And the older they get, what happens with the packages of diapers or boxes? They downsize.
Right.
So now you have a smaller amount that you're able to use. You're kind of stuck far in between, I have to do this, I have to do that. What do I do about this? What do I do about that? Well, that's where we come in. That's where we
Right.
come in.
That's so
So
great. That's so great. And I know even from my last baby, he was a preemie. So like those little preemie diapers, they are so expensive too. I was like, dang.
I can imagine.
Oh
Diapers
my
are very
gosh.
expensive.
They are so expensive. So, and actually, I was going to bring this up, which is going to sound crazy, but I'll never forget my friend DeMarco when we were younger was actually helping out a whole bunch of moms that I knew, because the moms had no diapers in the house, and they were actually using maxi pads
Wow.
for
Wow.
their children, which is
There's
just
stories.
awful. Which is, that's just an awful situation for mothers to be up against the wall that way.
Right.
It is. It is. Um, I've seen, I've heard of so many of those, what I like to call horror stories, because it is terrible. Another thing, I told myself that it's not my job to be the judge of why
Right.
she decided to have that baby or why they decided to bring life into this world, because something that I believe, while we can engage and we do things as adults, in my belief, if a child was not meant to come forth, it would not exist.
Okay.
It would not exist. That's just my personal take on it. It's my
Mhm.
personal belief. But when we learn that they exist, and sometimes we're not in the best, the most ideal situation, I think about all these things. So I say, Kamilia being the CEO and founder, as I continue to develop this team, I need people to share my heart. Not that I want to be blindsided or, used or leveraged in a way that's not appropriate, but it's really not our jobs to judge those situations.
Right.
Those-
Right.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. So, with that being said, I know that you absolutely could use some donations. And how do
yeah.
we go about donating to iCare Diaper Bank?
So it's two simple ways. Recently, given this event that is coming up on Sunday, I was encouraged to set up a Cash App. While I have my personal reservations about Cash App, I did go about doing that. I have done that. So that Cash App, I will say, is the $ iCare Diaper Bank. But through my website, which I build and it's up and running. I did that. That was one of the first things that I did. I had like no expertise in it. I just went in blind. I'll be honest. Fortunately, as I set it up as a nonprofit, they gave me the option to have donate buttons. So on my website, which I will let you guys know that as well, there's a space, two spaces where you can donate at the beginning and at the end, and that is done there. You click it. It's a standard $20. That's what folks send in. I didn't put any dollar amount. I just figure like $20. It's fine. It all adds up. So that can happen on www.icarediaperbank.org.
So, what is the biggest need right now as far as iCare Diaper Bank?
The biggest need for real?
Yeah.
The space. And I say the space because I've been flooded with donations as of late.
That's amazing.
And it's funny because I am a tidy type of person. I kind of feel like my space needs to be clear. That way my mind can be clear.
Right.
Right.
So my son and I, my brother, they were helping me go through some recent donations a couple of days ago. And I was just so overwhelmed, and I'm just like, oh my God, like this cannot be. I can't think like this. But when I returned home, the beauty in that is that they had everything organized within my living room. And I looked and I smiled and I said, God, if I could not do this, you would not have given this for me to do. So I have faith in knowing that that time is coming in
Mhm.
his timing. But yeah, the biggest need, and I'm thinking big, like you said, big. On a smaller scale, obviously, continue donations of diapers, wipes, baby grooming kits, burp cloths, bibs, anything that you can think of when it comes to the first year of life for a child. We are accepting it happily. Those are both gently used and new. I've gotten a lot of new things. They are gently used things. My established mommies have been a godsend to us. So I appreciate them. The stuff comes all washed. It smells good. So it's not like they are treating this as the typical drop off, thrift shop or
Mhm.
Goodwill.
Right.
You know how you go on Goodwill and you're excited because you're going to have the opportunity to get some stuff you may like for the low. But then there's a smell that exists. So that's not my case, and I'm happy. That
Okay,
was a sidebar, but
that's fine.
Now,
So,
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Meech.
No, I was just gonna say, you talked earlier about building a team, and obviously, like you said, thinking big and needing a bigger space. If somebody that's listening that might want to be a full-time, part-time volunteer, like how do they, get to you and get involved with that?
It's back to the website. I do have a social media presence. I've built, I've made business pages, but I'm very accessible. If they'd like to get involved, well, this is important because on the website, there's a small questionnaire at the very end where anyone who's interested in coming on as a volunteer, whether full or part-time, anything they feel compelled to want to do to help, you can fill out that little questionnaire. It is then sent to our email. From the email, it is reviewed. I have to get better. I mean, I'm getting back in touch with people, but I'm trying to also have us get through the 14th because this is a bigger event that has happened since the start of it.
Right.
So I've kind of put it to a side to talk directly with people regarding that piece. But I promise after the 14th, I will be happy and ready to have a discussion. I do have a nice young lady that has recently joined on with me. Again, another godsend. She is amazing, extremely talented. I'm looking forward to working with her and even pushing her because her creativity, to me, in my eyes, is certainly unmatched. So I'm excited that her heart um, was touched enough to say, let's do this.
All right.
And I'm just so excited. Like when I
I
think
just
about it, I'm
I
so
just love
excited.
your smile. You feel so
Thank you.
happy that you're doing this, and I think that's just such a wonderful thing.
Thank
What
you.
is the criteria for people to actually receive your diapers and any of the other supplies that you have?
So it's pretty simple. I think, like I said, I don't provide like a triage. I do ask basic questions when a parent or someone reaches out to me in regards to receiving services. It's simply, size, diaper size, need of child, clothing size, because we are getting clothing and footwear. And that's it. Like I said, I don't ask for an income. I don't ask for how, what's going on really in your life unless they're compelled to tell me. I have spoken with folks who pretty much open up to me. And the way I'm set up, my heart. So I'm going into this open minded to say, God, lead me to the right people and have the right people come to me so that
Yeah,
they can receive.
that's what really sets you apart from, again, state agencies or a lot of other nonprofits, which I really like because it
Yeah.
takes a lot for someone to ask for help, you know?
Yeah,
And
I know.
so then they don't need to be scrutinized on top of that.
That is a fact. And that's my goal. That's my number one golden rule. We will not do that. And the more I bring people on and the different folks that I am talking to, that's just one of my guidelines. If you feel that you have any inkling in your body of judgment, this is just not a place for you.
Right. And I think that's
Um,
so great.
it's not. I don't want to judge. I don't want to have someone feel as a failure. Like I said, back to feeling devalued or feeling, it's a lot. It's so much that come on with that. And when you're stepping out and you're already going through, I mean, not to sound repetitive or redundant, but it does exist. And people go through things and they already feel slighted. Imagine a mom. Like I said, I'm a mom. I can't speak on a male's perspective, but from the view of a mother, when you cannot provide for your child, it hits differently.
Yeah.
And even myself having gone through displacement, and I like to share this story because that's also a part of how iCare Diaper Bank came about. Just thinking about things that I can do to make change, and even staying in a shelter before, although short lived, it opened my eyes because on top of me needing help, I was positioned to still help someone else. Someone else came in that was in a greater need than I felt. So I'm always the one that feels like I need to help someone. and I feel good about it when I do it. It's not I need to help you and I need to announce that I'm doing it, or I need to help you just to, have something to chat about. This is genuine. It's from my heart. I seek nothing in return except for even more opportunities like this so that I can begin to express what this is, what this about, what I'm about, and how I'm looking to just go forward with it. Go very, very, very far.
I'm sure that this, the service that you're providing is putting you in a place of peace.
Yeah.
And I think that that must be such a wonderful feeling because I mean, it really does. When you do something good for others, it does make you feel so happy inside. And I can just see your glow, girl. I can see
Thank you. I
you got,
appreciate that. Like I
I'm
said,
doing some good glow.
thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm a very transparent woman. I like to be, and I appreciate your compliment. I truly do. It's not easy to exemplify this glow. I'm happy you see one because this was a very trying week,
Okay. Yeah, I'm
and
sure.
I came to understand, and I want people who listen on, whether it's now or later, understand this. When you are finally positioned in place to elevate, you will have so many things that come at you. It's like not normal almost. But the objective is to remain steady, apply all that pressure, and don't ever give up. Don't
Uh,
ever give up, because consistency is key. I
yes.
want to share with you guys, I shared it on um, another platform, and I said, I'm in the position where I'm supposed to be uncomfortable on top of all this greatness that's happening, the good that I'm placing out into the community. But I am supposed to be uncomfortable right now. So why I say that is because of everything that I face outside of, whether it's inside of the diapering and out. So then there's that piece of my personal life that plays a part. And it's like, Kamilia, you are supposed to be uncomfortable right now. And how do you do that? You apply pressure on yourself before anybody else can. You
Right.
place your own foot on your own neck. And because I've never been a gymnast, never been flexible, went to an art school in middle school, had the opportunity to dance, but I never was the student who did all those funky moves and stuff and able to, fix their body to have it look like art. So, in applying my own foot on my own neck, that's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I can't do that naturally. So I have to now, train my mind, train my body just to understand that this is pressure. And it is pressure, but when that relief comes, you will be okay because the relief is there. It's coming. It's coming. But you have to apply the pressure.
Hmm. So with COVID going on and everything, how do people go about getting the diapers and all of that at this point? Are you just dropping off? Are they coming and seeing you? I mean, how does it work?
We're delivering
Oh, okay. Do you
personal
still,
cars, personal, hop in, get what's needed, kind of find out. I've now began to develop a database, which is very, very helpful. Now creating just a simple sheet, Excel wise. So if I'm on the go, I can kind of look, itemize, okay, this person is here, this is this address, this is that address, and you just go. You
that's so
deliver.
great. That's
You deliver.
awesome. That's so
That's
great.
it.
Amazing, yeah.
Deliver.
Wow. You're changing so many people's lives. I mean, whether you know it or not yet, you'll see in the future how you were able to change people's lives. You know, some people might think a package of diapers, what's that doing? It's doing so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that
Yeah.
family has security. They can feel better about, a lot of things in their household. They can take that money and put it towards something else that can actually maybe help their future. So, you're changing so many lives by doing what you're doing, Kamilia. So, congratulations. And
Thank
again, it's
you.
iCare Diaper Bank Incorporated. What is your website again?
www.icarediaperbank.org.
Okay. And give me all your social media too. So, people can slide into your DMs if they have any questions.
Okay, perfect. So Facebook, we'll start with Facebook. It's just iCare Diaper Bank on Facebook.